All right, hope everybody's doing well. Good scrimmage today. I'm very pleased with the progress we've made this week. When we got started there, we went 6 out of the first 7 days to start camp, and things were a little hit and miss. And then, I feel like the latter part of this week and through the scrimmage, we really picked it up. Became a sharper football team. Not as many mistakes. It was good to get out, put the ball down, and get a bunch of reps out there and have a good physical day today. We've got a lot of situational work done today, which was really good. Just organically through the scrimmage. We got some goal line. We got a lot of third downs. We had some third and fourth and shorts, and so short yardage situation, third down, 2-minute drill. We got a lot of situations done, and just better. There's definite improvement, and we all know that's what we need to do. Is just keep on improving, put our head down, and just get better each and every day. That's what I challenged the team with. Came out of there relatively healthy. A few guys got dinged up, but I hope nothing serious, and so good work.
If you had maybe one takeaway from today's scrimmage, maybe the thing you were most pleased with, what would that be, Coach?
Get the ball in the end zone, points. I think that's bottom line is we scored some points, and that's something we know we need to improve on.
Any specific players kind of step up and stand out at all today?
I think both quarterbacks played good. We played 3, but Zach and Cutter got the bulk of the reps. They both played very good. They took care of the football. I think conversion on some critical third downs was an improvement. Each player, we had so many snaps, it was spread out. I felt like each guy kind of stepped up. There was nobody I was very, completely walking away from it disappointed in, until I get up and watch the film.
Mark, it feels like the defensive line might be one of the strengths of the team, and there's a question about the offensive line. How do you evaluate when those two groups are going?
Yeah, I think it's just, it's good in a scrimmage situation just to see the complete operation, and just see, what is real pressure and what's not. Because when we're out there getting so many reps in practice, sometimes that is hard to judge, whether it was a true sack or not. And, so I think, we just got to continue to watch it. Anytime during camp, you want to see one side do well because they're doing something exceptional, not because the other side's inept. And I'm starting to see more quality football. So I didn't really answer your question, John. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mark, can you tell anything yet about the run defense?
I think there were some leaky yards in there today, and I have to go watch the film to see whether it was personnel or just good football or execution by the offense or making somebody miss. But I think it was there was some leakage in there today. It wasn't like a sieve or anything like that, but there was some leakage. And for me, it's, again, to your point, it's hard to watch that because we need to improve on the offensive line, right? And we need to run the ball like we used to. So I think I saw some of that today, and it helped us mix things up a little more.
Coach, I'm sure with it being the first scrimmage, maybe some of the younger guys, maybe some guys lower on the depth chart went to bed last night thinking about making plays, thinking about a way to impress you, the rest of the coaches. But what would you tell a young person to maybe not stress too much about these scrimmages?
Well, I wouldn't tell them not to stress about it. Yeah, I tell them to take it serious, and that's what I did. I challenged them with it because we needed to. We've gotten a lot of reps, as you know, and we're practicing an awful lot. But when we come out here on this Saturday, we need to be as close to game-like situation as we can handle. And I was pleased with the way the whole team handled that. The way they were up and ready and attentive in meetings this morning, took it to the field, and played a relatively clean game. So I want to continue to see that.
We've heard a lot about competition in the wide receiver room. Have any of those guys stepped up and made plays that impressed you?
It's going to be a group effort. I think there's going to be the top 6 guys. We're going to have to say those same names all year. And I think today was about the same. When they had their opportunity, they made some plays.
Do you think it's important for one guy to emerge as a go-to option, or can it be a consistent approach?
I think, eventually if somebody does that, that'd be great. And, I think we have some really steady guys and some veteran guys, and we have some youngsters, and hopefully, we'll see somebody emerge.
Talks about this idea of putting a brick in the wall of the offensive line. Out of the first couple weeks, how has their development looked in Scrimmage today? Are you happy with where they're at?
I am. I'm pleased. We've worked really hard. I think I've talked about it a lot going all the way back to last spring, certainly through camp. I mean, we were in situational work in day 3, day 4 this year and carried it right through the scrimmage today. You know, we need to be better in obvious run situations. We have to be better. You know, it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 and it's a high percentage of run. We have to be more effective than we were a year ago. And I feel like we're making strides for sure. Just across the board, I just feel better about it, yes.
One of the days we were out here, McGowan and Valdez did a lot, and the second day we were out here, they didn't do very much. How do you balance the load on those guys at that position?
Yeah, the same with today. They didn't get a lot today, and those two have played a lot of football, and they're going to get quite a few reps, and they're going to get some physical tackling this year. So their bodies are going to take a beating as you go through the year. We needed to see some other guys, and so that was good to see. JP, showed up today, and I thought he made some people miss. He's a tough runner. His vision was good, and that was good to see too.
Mark, from the end of spring practice to now, which position group do you feel like has shown kind of the most progress?
Probably the old line, just with continuity, just with so much they have on their plate. And, we all know they have to be able to protect. They got to be able to run the ball. They have a lot on their plate as far as assignments. So they just got a lot to do, and we have to be one unit there. We have to be cohesive, and we have to have some depth. And I feel like we're getting there.
Camp can be a grind. It's hot. Seeing these guys coming in, they all seem like they were still really excited and happy. And what does that say about this team, where they're at mentally?
Yeah, I've said it, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. I've been very pleased. I think they're very much, the type right now to just kind of keep their mouth shut and play ball, and get better and learn the system. And, independently, if they could get better each and every day, then they know as a unit we're going to continue to grow. And I love that attitude. They've been very unselfish and they're working hard.
Mark, what are you seeing from Willie Rodriguez?
Yeah, today I didn't notice any wow plays, but throughout this week I did. He's had some plays, some kind of very special individual plays, and so I've seen flashes of that. So we want to continue to, just let him do his thing. But he certainly can be an impact guy.
About that room, Henry Boyer, I don't think caught any passes Illinois, but every highlight reel you all put out on campus seems like he's catching 2 or 3.
He's very, very much done a good job. He's such a big target. He's a big guy. We needed the depth. We needed an inline guy as well, but he can catch it, and so he has. And he's shown good mobility. So I've been pleased.
Mark, I know you don't like settling for field goals, but I mean, you had a guy here who was darn near automatic. How do you feel like kind of that race for placement was going?
Yeah, we hit. We either. At the beginning of the scrimmage, we went live field goals to get the line used to the pressure for the first time, through camp. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, Tony, I think you made it all 6 live reps we did.
I saw,
yeah, and then during the scrimmage, he hit every opportunity as well. So I want to give him a lot of work with everybody, but also through the scrimmage, if it's a true field goal situation, we trot him out there and take the field goal. And I don't think he missed one today.
Talked about this defensive line depth, but how can you weaponize that? And were you able to?
The D line, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you need them. I mean, again, you want to talk about a position that is extremely physical. The toll, throughout the year, it's going to be a lot. Through camp, it's a lot. You need a lot. You need a lot of bodies there. Fresh in games, late in games, late in the season, you name it. So we need everybody we can get.
Mark, how's Martellus doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's still learning. He's got a lot to learn, but getting better and getting a lot of reps. So he's doing good.
He's got those experienced guys ahead of him. Is he kind of soaking in what they have to offer?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's some good guys, there working. And Cam is another safety that, we don't talk a lot about, but he's got some real ability, so.
Piggybacking on that, you don't see a lot of freshmen in the 2 deep so far this season, but obviously Carter is one of them. What is it about his game that, he was able to maybe contribute right away as a true freshman?
We'll see. I mean, the depth chart, there's nothing set in stone, so I'm not getting in any trap about any depth chart, and everybody's got a lot to prove each and every day. And, nothing's going to be given to them in any position. So, you know, it's not that we're trying to, you know, be protective of that. It's just the right thing to do. We've got a lot of practices to go out there, and you know, these guys they have to go out there and prove it every day.
Folks,
All
thanks.
right, thank you all.
Thank you.